Some English proverbs. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, meaning we love or miss someone more when we are apart. There is no accounting for tastes, meaning different people like different things. After a storm comes a calm, meaning things usually improve after stressful times. After dinner, rest a while. After supper, walk a mile. Meaning, dinner is a heavy meal, supper is light. All good things must come to an end. Meaning, enjoyable experiences cannot last forever. All things come to those who wait. Meaning, if you are persistent and patient, finally you will achieve your goals. Any port in a storm. Meaning, we accept any help in a bad situation. If anything can go wrong, it will. Meaning, anything can go wrong if you give it a chance. Appearances are deceptive, meaning it is impossible to judge a person's character from his appearance. Appetite comes with eating, meaning the more you have, the more you want to have. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, meaning nutritious food makes you healthy. The apple never falls far from the tree, meaning a child usually has similar characters with his or her parents. An army marches on its stomach, meaning soldiers can fight effectively if they are well fed. Art is long and life is short, meaning there is so much to learn in life, but life is too short to learn all of it. Ask a silly question and you get a silly answer, meaning it's hard to give a serious answer to a silly question. Ask no questions and hear no lies, meaning if we ask questions to learn the truth about a shady activity, we generally hear lies. Attack is the best form of defense, meaning attacking an opposition first is better than waiting for them to attack. A bad excuse is better than none, meaning giving a poor excuse is better than saying nothing. Bad news travels fast, meaning news about misfortune or trouble circulates quickly. Bad things come in threes, meaning if an unfortunate event has occurred twice, it will most likely happen a third time. There is no such thing as bad weather. only the wrong clothes, meaning people should wear appropriate clothes for every season. A bad workman blames his tools, meaning if someone has poorly performed his job, he usually tends to lay the blame on his equipment. As you bake, so shall you brew, meaning the way you start something determines how well you will finish it. A barking dog never bites, meaning if somebody regularly threatens other people, he usually doesn't take action. If you can't beat them, join them, meaning if your adversaries are stronger than you, it's better to join their side. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, meaning perception of beauty is subjective. Beauty is only skin deep, meaning a person's character is more important than how he or she looks. Where bees are, there is honey, meaning where there are industrious people, there is wealth. Set a beggar on horseback and he'll ride to the devil, meaning if a poor person becomes wealthy, he will quickly become corrupt. Beggars can't be choosers, meaning if you request something to be given, you shouldn't question what you are given. Believe nothing of what you hear, and only half of what you see, meaning rumors are usually false, and sometimes the things you see can be misleading as well. The best things come in small packages, meaning size of things doesn't always indicate their quality. The best things in life are free, meaning we don't have to pay for the things that are really valuable, like love. Better are small fish than an empty dish, meaning people should be thankful for what they have. Better be an old man's darling than a young man's slave, meaning it is better for a young woman to marry an old man who treats her good than a young man who treats her bad. Better be envied than pitied, meaning people pity you when you are a failure and envy you when you are successful. Better be safe than sorry, meaning it is better to do something carefully in advance than to suffer later. Better late than never, meaning it is better to do something late than never do it at all. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't know, meaning something familiar is safer than something not known. It is better to be born lucky than rich, meaning rich person may lose his wealth, but a lucky person always gets what he needs. Better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. Meaning, better to do something about a problem than just complain about it. Better to live one day as a tiger than 1,000 years as a sheep. Meaning, it isn't so important to live long if you aren't the master of your life. It is better to travel hopefully than to arrive. Meaning, hope and anticipation are often better than reality. Better to wear out than to rust out. Meaning, better to work hard and die than not do anything. Big fish eat little fish. Meaning, the rich exploit and manipulate the poor. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Meaning, more powerful people have more to lose. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Meaning, having something for certain is better than the possibility of getting something better. The man who has once been bitten by the snake fears every piece of rope. Meaning, if someone is bitten by a snake, he will be terrified even from a mere sight of something that looks like a snake. When the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Meaning, people without knowledge should not try to guide others in a similar position. A blind man's wife needs no paint. Meaning, appearance is not important. Blood is thicker than water. Meaning, someone's loyalty to their family is greater than their loyalty to anyone else. Blood will have blood, meaning one violent action will often cause another. You can't tell a book by its cover, meaning you shouldn't make a judgment about someone or something based merely on its outward appearance. Never send a boy to do a man's job, meaning do not assign a difficult task to somebody who lacks the experience and strength. Every bullet has its billet, meaning fate determines who shall be killed. A bully is always a coward, meaning a bully chooses his victims from weaker people. A burnt child dreads the fire, meaning we learn to be more careful from our bad experiences. Business before pleasure, meaning work is more important than entertainment. If the cap fits, wear it, meaning if the description is correct, then it is describing the truth, often when someone is being criticized. Care killed the cat, meaning too much worry leads to burden. Be careful what you pray for, you might get it, meaning you should be careful what you wish for. When the cat's away, the mice will play, meaning people behave badly when their boss is not there. All cats are grey in the dark, meaning physical appearance and beauty are unimportant. A chain is no stronger than its weakest link, meaning organizations or processes are vulnerable because the weakest person or part can always damage or break them. Don't change horses in midstream, meaning plans must not be changed at the wrong time. A change is as good as a rest, meaning doing something different can feel as good as having a break. Charity begins at home, meaning people should deal with the needs of people close to them before they think about helping others. Children and fools tell the truth, meaning children and fools say what they think or know, when grown-ups might not think it was polite or wise to do so. Circumstances alter cases, meaning in unusual situations, people are allowed to do unusual things. A civil question deserves a civil answer, meaning if somebody asks you something politely, you should respond in the same manner. Civility costs nothing, meaning politeness and kindness take little from you but give much. A clever hawk hides its claws, meaning tell not all you know or all you can. Hasty climbers have sudden falls, meaning haste makes waste. Clothes make the man, meaning outer appearances are very important. Every cloth has a silver lining, meaning every difficult situation has some positive aspects. Every cock will crow upon his own dunghill, meaning everyone fights better when surrounded by friends. Common events cast their shadows before, meaning events, good or evil, that are going to happen give us certain signs before they occur. A clean conscience is a good pillow, meaning clear conscience enables people to sleep soundly. Constant dropping wears away a stone, meaning persistence accomplishes things. Don't count your chickens before they are hatched, meaning do not count on something that hasn't yet happened. In the country of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, meaning a person with limited abilities is at a great advantage in the company of those with lesser abilities. Why buy a cow when milk is so cheap? Meaning, you shouldn't invest for something that you can obtain much cheaper. Cowards die many times before their death. Meaning, because of mental fear of death, cowards die many times before their actual death. Don't cross the bridge till you come to it. Meaning, do not concern yourself with difficulties until they arise. It is no use crying over spilled milk. Meaning, there is no use in being upset over situations that have already happened. What can't be cured must be endured. Meaning, if nothing can be done to improve the situation, we must put up with it. Curiosity killed the cat. Meaning, we shouldn't try to find out about something which doesn't concern us. The customer is always right. Meaning, in order to make profit, it is necessary for a business to satisfy customers' wishes. Cut your coat according to your cloth. Meaning, you should only buy things that you have sufficient money to pay for. They that dance must pay the fiddler. Meaning, you must be ready to accept the consequences of your actions. The darkest hour is just before the dawn. Meaning, things often seem at their worst just before they get better. Dead men tell no tales. Meaning, someone who is dead cannot give any information to anyone. A deaf husband and a blind wife are always a happy couple. Meaning, a wife who is intentionally blind to her husband's faults and a husband who refuses to be affected by his wife's complaints makes a happy couple. That is great leveler. Meaning, people of all classes are equal in debt. Debt pays all debts. Meaning, the end of life finishes all bonds and all debts. The devil finds work for idle hands to do. Meaning, when we are bored, we are more likely to do something stupid. The devil is in the details. Meaning, small details of something often makes it hard. Different strokes for different folks. Meaning, people have different interests. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Meaning, hard work brings good luck. Throw dirt enough and some will stick. Meaning, a reputation that is constantly attacked cannot remain undamaged. Divide and rule. meaning defeat or control people by making them argue with each other. Do as I say, not as I do, meaning follow my advice, not my actions. Dog doesn't eat dog, meaning one disreputable person will not harm another disreputable person. Every dog has his day, meaning everyone will eventually have good luck or success at some point in their lives. Dogs bark, but the caravan goes on, meaning life goes on, even if some will try to stop or talk against progress. What's done cannot be undone, meaning we cannot change, reverse, or take back something that has already happened. A door must either be shut or open, meaning if you have only two alternatives, you must choose one or the other. You cannot have both. A drowning man will clutch at a straw, meaning one grabs at the slightest chance when all hope is slipping away. Eagles don't catch flies, meaning important people do not concern themselves with insignificant people. The early bird catches the worm, meaning if you are first, you will succeed. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, meaning a person who sleeps early and wakes up early will have a more successful and healthy life. Easy come, easy go, meaning when something is easily acquired, it is usually easily given up or lost. You are what you eat, meaning to be fit and healthy, you need to eat good food. He that would eat the fruit must climb the tree, meaning one must work for what he wants. Eat to live, not live to eat, meaning eat for nourishment, not for pleasure. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, meaning don't make everything dependent on one thing. When elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers, meaning when leaders fight, it's their followers who suffer. Empty sacks will never stand upright, meaning a poor or hungry person cannot function properly. Empty vessels make the most sound, meaning those with the least knowledge are the ones who often speaks the loudest and the most. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, meaning two opposing parties should work together against a common enemy. Enough is enough, meaning it means that something is enough and there should be no more. Every man has his price, meaning any person can be bribed in some way. Every man is the architect of his own fortune, meaning your own actions determine what your life will be like. Everybody's business is nobody's business, meaning when many are responsible for doing a thing, nobody does it because everybody thinks somebody else will be doing it. Example is better than precept, meaning it is better to do than to talk about doing. There's an exception to every rule, meaning usually said in a situation when the rule is incorrect and unusable. He who excuses accuses himself, meaning making excuses reveals a guilty conscience. Experience is the best teacher, meaning lessons learned from experience are the most lasting. Experience is the father of wisdom, meaning people learn from what happens to them. What the eye doesn't see, the heart doesn't grieve over. Meaning, if you are unaware of an unpleasant fact, you can't be troubled by it. The eyes are the window of the soul, meaning the eyes can reveal a lot about one's inner state and emotions. Fact is stranger than fiction, meaning real life is often more strange or fantastic than fictional stories. All's fair in love and war, meaning in love and war you don't have to obey the usual rules. Fall down 7 times, get up 8, meaning we should choose to never give up hope. Like father, like son, meaning fathers and sons resemble each other. Fight fire with fire, meaning use the same weapons or tactics that an aggressor is using on you. Fine feathers make fine birds, meaning clothes may make the wearer seem more impressive. Fire is a good servant but a bad master, meaning you must use fire wisely and under control so that it will not hurt you. The same fire that melts the butter hardens the egg, meaning the same experience will trigger different reactions in people. First come, first served, meaning people who arrive earliest get best things. First impressions are the most lasting, meaning once a first impression is made, unfortunately it takes a long time to change it. It's the first step that is difficult, meaning starting is the most difficult part of any task. First things first, meaning the most important task gets priority. There is always a first time, meaning there will be a first time for anything you choose to do in life. The fish always stinks from the head downwards, meaning leadership is the root cause of an organization's failure. Fish and guests smell after 3 days, meaning, like the fish starts smelling after a while, visitors who prolong a visit become annoying. A fool and his money are soon parted, meaning, foolish person spends money too quickly on unimportant things. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Meaning, after being tricked once, one shouldn't be tricked in the same way again. Forewarned is forearmed, meaning knowledge in advance enables one to be prepared. Fortune favors the brave, meaning people who take risks often get great rewards. A friend in need is a friend indeed, meaning a friend who helps someone when help is needed is a true friend. The frog in the well knows nothing of the sea, meaning one should be aware of the limitations of one's own experience. Garbage in, garbage out, meaning poor quality input will always produce faulty output. Give the devil his due, meaning give credit to an opponent's merits. Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, meaning those who themselves are vulnerable to attack should not attack others. All that glitters is not gold, meaning not everything that is shiny and superficially attractive is valuable. God helps them that help themselves, meaning fortune comes to those who make an effort to accomplish things. What goes round comes round, meaning one's actions or behavior will eventually have consequences. A good beginning makes a good ending, meaning if you want something to end well, you need to begin it well. No good deed goes unpunished, meaning life is unfair and people try to do good things and still end up in a lot of trouble. Good fences make good neighbors, meaning boundaries with people around you leads to a good relationships with them. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, meaning other people's situations always seem better than one's own. A guilty conscience needs no accuser, meaning if you have done something wrong and feel guilty about it, you will be uncomfortable and want to confess. What you have never had, you never miss. Meaning, if you've never had a particular experience, then you will not long for it. Half a loaf is better than no bread, meaning something is better than nothing. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, meaning one cannot see things clearly if one relies too much on a particular method or mindset. Haste is from the devil, meaning hasty actions usually have bad results. Haste makes waste, meaning hurrying results in poor endings. If you don't like the heat, get out of the kitchen, meaning if an activity or situation is too difficult for you, it is better to stop doing it. History repeats itself, meaning things that have happened in the past will happen again. When you are in a hole, stop digging, meaning if you find yourself in a difficult situation, don't continue doing what you are doing. Home is where the heart is, meaning your home and family provide the greatest emotional bond. Honesty is the best policy, meaning without honesty, people wouldn't be able to rely on you. Honey catches more flies than vinegar, meaning being kind and gentle produces more positive results than being rude. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst, meaning be optimistic but also be prepared for all possibilities. A house divided cannot stand, meaning if members in a group fight against one another, the group will fall apart. Hunger is the best sauce, meaning everything tastes good when you are hungry. A hungry man is an angry man, meaning a person who doesn't get what he needs becomes frustrated or even violent. An idle brain is the devil's workshop, meaning evil thoughts enter our brain easily when we remain idle. Idleness is the root of all evil, meaning evil thoughts enter a person's brain only when he remains idle. Justice delayed is justice denied, meaning cases should be heard without unnecessary delay. Why keep a dog and bark yourself? Meaning, if somebody can do a task for you, there is no point in doing it yourself. Keep a thing 7 years, and you'll always find a use for it. Meaning, an object that seems useless now may be just what you need in future. What you don't know can't hurt you, meaning, if you do not know about a problem, you won't be worrying yourself about it. You never know what you can do till you try, meaning, even if you think you are not able to do something, you should try to do it. Knowledge is power, meaning knowledge is more powerful than physical strength. Who knows most speaks least, meaning in a group, it's often the wisest person who does the least amount of talking. The last drop makes the cup run over, meaning a person can only take a certain amount of pain or stress. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. Meaning, people prefer cheerfulness in others. Laughter is the best medicine. Meaning, laughter is the best way to recover from an illness or depression. Lend your money and lose your friend. Meaning, if your friend finds himself unable to repay the debt, he will avoid you. A liar ought to have a good memory. Meaning, a liar should remember his lies, otherwise he might contradict himself. If you lie down with dogs, you will get up with fleas. Meaning, if one spends time with bad people, one will suffer in some way. If life hands you lemons, make lemonade. Meaning, make the best of what you are given in life. While there is life, there is hope. Meaning, as long as you are alive, there is hope as your situation may improve. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Meaning, it may be safer not to learn something at all than to half learn it. Little leaks sink the ship. Meaning, small problems are worth the time to fix as they can eventually cause great damage. Little thieves are hanged, but great ones escape. Meaning, usually petty criminals are brought to justice, while those involved in more serious crimes succeed in evading punishment. Little things please little minds. Meaning, foolish people are easily pleased. Live and let live. Meaning, everybody should be able to live their lives in the manner they want to. A live dog is better than a dead lion. Meaning, while someone is alive, hope remains. He who lives by the sword dies by the sword. Meaning, one who uses violence can expect a violent response. Look before you leap. Meaning, think of the consequences before you act. One man's loss is another man's gain. Meaning, one person's setback benefits someone else. One cannot love and be wise. Meaning, people often become irrational or foolish about the person they fall in love with. Love is blind. Meaning, when you are in love with somebody, you cannot see their faults. As you make your bed, so you must lie upon it. Meaning, you must accept the consequences of your actions. Whatever man has done, man may do. Meaning, once a thing has been done, However difficult it may be, it can be done again. Manners make man, meaning a person is judged by his or her manners. Many hands make light work, meaning more helpers make a task easier. Marriage is a lottery, meaning one can never tell beforehand what sort of partner one's wife or husband is going to turn out to be. Measure 7 times, cut once, meaning care taken in preparation will prevent errors. One man's meat is another man's poison, meaning people like different things. So many men, so many opinions, meaning there are as many opinions as men. Misfortunes never come singly, meaning bad things always come in groups. You never miss the water till the well runs dry, meaning when someone or something is gone, that we truly appreciate them or it. If you don't make mistakes, you don't make anything, meaning the only way to make no mistakes is to avoid trying to do anything. Moderation in all things, meaning it's good to avoid extremes. Money can't buy happiness, meaning wealth and riches will never provide you long-term joy. Money makes money, meaning you can use money to get more money through investment. Money talks, meaning rich people have power and influence. The more you get, the more you want, meaning we are never satisfied with what we have. Like mother, like daughter, meaning daughters resemble their mothers. What must be, meaning whatever is predestined to happen will happen. Necessity is the mother of invention, meaning one is driven by the need to make an invention. Necessity knows no law, meaning being desperate and having no means may lead you to do illegal things. Never say never, meaning a certain option shouldn't be totally dismissed. It is never too late to learn, meaning one can always learn new things. No man can serve two masters, meaning you will be devoted to one and despise the other. No news is good news, meaning having no information means that bad developments are unlikely. No pain, no gain, meaning you cannot achieve anything without effort. Nothing comes of nothing, meaning we cannot produce anything from where there is nothing. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, meaning you have to take a risk in order to get something. He that cannot obey cannot command, meaning we must learn to obey orders before we are qualified to give them. Old habits die hard, meaning it is difficult for one to stop doing the things that they have been doing for a long time. When one door shuts, another opens, meaning end of an opportunity is often followed by the start of a new one. One nail drives out another, meaning a new problem will stop you worrying about something else. Opportunity never knocks twice at any man's door, meaning when you see an opportunity, act quickly, you may never get another chance. Out of sight, out of mind, meaning it is easy to forget about someone or something when you haven't seen them for a long time. Patience is a virtue, meaning being patient to wait for someone without getting angry or annoyed is a good quality to have. He who pays the piper calls the tune, meaning the person who pays for something controls how it is done. If you want peace, you must prepare for war, meaning if a nation is well armed and ready for war, other nations will be feared of attacking it. The pen is mightier than the sword, meaning a well-made speech or writing is more influential on people than force. One picture is worth 10,000 words, meaning an image can convey meanings more effectively than descriptions. There is no place like home, meaning home gives us a special comfort that no other place can give us. If you play with fire, you get burnt, meaning if you are doing something dangerous that may result in great harm for you. You can't please everyone, meaning making everyone happy is impossible no matter what you do. When poverty comes in at the door, love flies out of the window, meaning financial problems can cause the end of a marriage. Power corrupts, meaning as you gain power, you tend to ignore the laws. Practice makes perfect, meaning doing something again and again is the best way to learn it. Prevention is better than cure, meaning it is better to take care that a problem doesn't happen than to have to deal with the problem afterwards. Any publicity is good publicity, meaning even bad publicity draws attention to a person. It is easier to pull down than to build up, meaning building something takes time, energy, and patience, but tearing it down only takes a second. Don't put the cart before the horse, meaning you should do things in right order. There is a remedy for everything except that, meaning as long as you are alive, your problems can somehow be solved. Revenge is a dish that can be eaten cold, meaning revenge is more satisfying when unexpected or long feared. A rolling stone gathers no moss, meaning a person who does not settle in one place will not accumulate wealth. Rome was not built in a day, meaning it takes time to achieve something important. No rose without a thorn, meaning if you want to have something pleasant, sometimes you must endure some difficulties. The rotten apple injures its neighbor, meaning one can have a very bad influence on his other friends. Rules are made to be broken, meaning sometimes we may act based upon the situation. If you run after two hares, you will catch neither, meaning don't try to do two things at once. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, meaning taking care of someone who is taking care of you. Second thoughts are best, meaning if you do something without a second thought, you do it without thinking about it carefully. Good seed makes a good crop, meaning using good materials will help you get good results. Seeing is believing, meaning people can only really believe what they experience personally. Seek and you shall find, meaning if you search hard enough for something, you will find it. If the shoe fits, wear it, meaning if a description applies to you, then accept it. The shoemaker's son always goes barefoot, meaning a skilled person commonly neglects to give his own family the benefit of his expertise. A shut mouth catches no flies, meaning in some situations it is better to keep silence. Silence is golden, meaning words are important, but sometimes it is better to say nothing. No smoke without fire, meaning when people suspect something, there is normally a good reason for the suspicion. If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem, meaning If you don't take direct action to make things better, you are an obstacle to change. Something is better than nothing, meaning it is better to be contented with something than to have nothing at all. As you sow, so you reap, meaning things will happen to you, good or bad, according to how you behave. They that sow the wind shall reap the whirlwind, meaning every decision has consequences. Spare the rod and spoil the child, meaning if a parent refuses to discipline an unruly child, that child will be spoiled. Speak softly and carry a big stick, meaning be gentle and kind, but let others to know that you will use physical force if necessary. Speech is silver, but silence is golden, meaning words are important, but sometimes it is better to say nothing. The squeaking wheel gets the grease, meaning the one who complains gets their issues fixed. One step at a time, meaning only focus on what's right in front of you. Do not focus on the future. Still waters run deep, meaning people who are quiet or shy are often very intelligent. Stretch your arm no further than your sleeve will reach, meaning do not spend more money than you earn. Strike while the iron is hot, meaning you must act immediately while you have the chance of succeeding at something. If at first you don't succeed, try again, meaning don't give up too easily. Persistence pays off in the end. Talk is cheap, meaning it is easier to say you will do something than to actually do it. Tastes differ, meaning we all have our different likes and dislikes. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, meaning it is very difficult to teach someone new skills or to change someone's habits or character. Set a thief to catch a thief, meaning the best person to catch a criminal is another criminal, as they understand how criminals work. Think first and speak afterwards, meaning you should think before you speak, so you say what you really mean. Three may keep a secret if two of them are dead, meaning if a person shares a secret with two other people, it will get around. There's a time and place for everything, meaning certain things are appropriate on a certain time and place. Time and tide wait for no man, meaning both time and tide are uncontrollable. Time flies, meaning time goes by very quickly. There's a time for everything, meaning you cannot do all things at the same time. Time is a great healer, meaning emotional or physical distress and pain are naturally reduced as the time goes by. Time is money, meaning time is valuable and shouldn't be wasted on unproductive activities.